A Canadian environmentalist group is raising the alarms about a pesticide the government of Canada has deemed safe to use after a reevaluation of one of its key ingredients. Health Canada says glyphosate, a substance found in weed killers like Roundup, is unlikely to pose a human cancer risk. But one lawyer representing an American who won a glyphosate-related lawsuit says Canadians should be concerned about the substance, especially that it could turn up in our food.
What we want is proper warning so that people who are using it take the proper safety precautions so they don't get it on their skin where it'll penetrate, so they don't inhale it where it'll interfere with the microbiota that are on the mucous membranes, and decrease its getting into the food supply so that you're actually having glyphosate in your food and in your beer and your wine. The way it gets into the household for the most part these days is through GMO foods and through wheat and oat products that have been sprayed with it to enable them to be more easily harvested.
U.S. lawyer Michael Baum was in Toronto for an event put on by the Canadian Environmental Law Association. Baum's client, a school groundskeeper named Dwayne Johnson, won a precedent-setting lawsuit against Monsanto in California last year. A jury found that his cancer was caused by glyphosate in the weed killer Roundup and ordered the company pay $289 million in damages. It was the first lawsuit of its kind to go to trial, and Monsanto now faces 5,000 similar cases across the U.S.
That's information that's potentially capable of triggering what's known as a special review under Canadian law. If an OECD country decides to prohibit all the uses of glyphosate altogether or in a particular area, that also would actually trigger a mandatory review of the product in Canada.
France announced plans last year to ban the weed killer within 3 years, but despite 8 written objections to their 2017 report, Health Canada reaffirmed its stance earlier this month, stating glyphosate is unlikely to cause cancer and that dietary exposure isn't expected to pose health risks as long as label instructions are followed and spray zones are implemented away from vegetation.
Health Canada says concerns about the substance are not scientifically supported and that they will continue to monitor for new information.